I've lost 130 pounds and kept it off for 8 years. And I want to talk about why you can't lose weight even though you're in a calorie deficit, because I get asked that all the time. And the reason is, you're actually not in one. And just hear me out for a sec, because I know a lot of you are going, Nicole, what the heck? Like, I know I'm in one, you're wrong, but it may not actually be your fault. There might be reasons that you're not even aware of. Even though you're doing your best to do everything you can be to be in a calorie deficit, there might be reasons you're not aware of that are causing you to actually not be in one. So the first reason is you're relying on calorie tracking being 100% accurate, when actually it's all an estimate. Even if you're using an app, no app is gonna be completely 100% perfect. Does that mean you kick it out the window? No. I use MyFitnessPal, not sponsored, I just like using it to track my calories, but I go in knowing, because I actually think it's a really good tool for tracking my calories, but I go in knowing that it's not 100% accurate, that calorie counting and tracking is an estimate, and then I'll pick a number of calories that I'd like to stick to. So for example, 1,850 calories. I'll track those calories and eat those exact calories every day for a week. Then at the end of the week, I'll weigh myself. If I didn't lose weight, then I'll know that maybe the app or the tracking wasn't 100% accurate, or maybe it's not enough of a deficit for me. So I'll pull back just slightly. Never too much too fast, because I've done that so many times in the past. So if I pull away too much too fast, too many calories too fast, it backfires on me. So I like to go slow. So instead of 1,850 calories, I'll try 1,840 calories. I'll eat that way for a week, repeat the process until I find a calorie deficit or a calorie number that works for me. And that's how I use the app and the tracking to the best of my ability. Number 2, you may not be tracking properly, meaning you might be leaving out things or not tracking things that you don't realize actually need to be tracked. So for example, you're not counting your liquid calories, gum, coffee, condiments, extra bites and tastes like throughout the day. And I did this at the beginning of my weight loss journey. I didn't realize that liquid calories, like a juice or a regular pop, actually have like 140 calories per can. And I had no idea they had that many calories, and I was drinking it all day not tracking. I also had no idea that coffee had calories, and actually Sassy and I just learned that about a year ago, that about a large coffee is about 10 calories. So if you're a coffee drinker and you're drinking it all day and you're not tracking, those calories are adding up. Also, gum has 5 calories a piece.
Even the sugar-free stuff.
Yeah, so if I have a couple of pieces of gum, I make sure that I count for those calories, because say you have like 3 pieces, that's 15 calories, and if you don't track it, it adds up, and you might end up going in a surplus without even realizing. And then with what I mean by like extra bites and tastes is like, say you're making your kids lunch, and you have a few bites while you're making the lunches, and you don't track that, well, again, the calories will add up. Same if you have a bite of your friend's cake and you don't, you eat all day, you're doing great, and then you don't track that bite of cake, well, those calories will add up. So just be as accurate as possible. Don't go crazy. It's not about becoming obsessive. It's just about, I track everything that I can think of. Seasoning, salt, pepper, anything that I put in my body, food-wise, drink-wise, I try to count for calorie-wise. Number 3, you're not tracking foods that say 0 calories, not realizing that manufacturers and companies are allowed to put 0 if the calories are anything under 5. So let's take cooking spray, for example. I had no idea cooking spray has calories. And the funny thing is the cans are tricky, because some say 0 and some say like 5 calories for a half-second spray. So here I was thinking, okay, 0 calories, spraying the hoo-ha out of my pan.
We both thought it was better than using cooking oil, like using spray can was better, it was no calories.
But not realizing I was adding like 30 to 50 calories every time I sprayed my pan, because I was unaware that it was 0 calories. So I'm not losing weight, but I think I'm eating in a calorie deficit. Then I realized, oh no, my cooking spray. So I count the seconds now and I actually track the cooking spray. Same with things like sweetener. A lot of them, some of them even are labeled 0-calorie sweetener, but keep in mind that companies don't have to put it if it's under a certain amount, so always account for some calories.
And how they get away with it being under a certain amount is it's under a certain amount per serving.
Yeah.
So they can make the serving size like 1/10 of a millionth.
Yeah, and it's like illegally approved by the FDA, so they're allowed to do it. If it says 0, assume that it always has calories. What I like to do is, depending on how much I use of it, if it says 0, I will account 5 to 10 calories. I would rather be overestimating than underestimating, because then at least I know I'm being as accurate as I can control. Moving on to number 4. This one is actually your responsibility. You're underreporting calories. Now, this is like a common thing because, something like 50% underreported.
It can be up to, most studies say people can underreport their calories up to half of what they're eating.
And it's because of guilt. And I totally get this because I did this for years when I was struggling to lose weight. I also struggle with emotional eating underneath. But a lot of people, they're doing so good and then they have an extra cookie, or they have a piece of cake or whatever, they go out for dinner and they don't track that, but they track everything else, but they feel bad because they ate out or they ate off their plan and they don't report it. But that's actually doing yourself a disservice when you don't put it down. Forgive yourself. Don't feel guilty about it. Things happen. It's normal. We're human, but...
And if your personal trainer or somebody doesn't understand that you're human and you had a cookie and you tell them and they get angry or they punish you for it, then it's maybe not the right fit.
Exactly. And I just want to say a story. I took it deeper than I ate an extra cookie and I didn't report it. I had a really severe struggle with emotional eating, and I was trying to lose weight in my early 20s, and I signed up for this weight loss program at my gym where it was a 6-week program. I got a personal trainer and a 6 weeks weight loss plan where at the end of every week I had to fill out a food journal and hand it over to my trainer, and he would look at what I was eating. Well, all day I would do great, and then at night all heck would break loose and I would overeat because I was struggling with emotional eating. I felt so guilty. I would only write what I was supposed to eat. And he would be like, oh, good job. Oh, good job. And then at the end of my 6 weeks, I got on the scale, didn't lose as much as I was hoping to. And because obviously he's my trainer, I'm paying him. He doesn't want to lose my, training stuff. He tries to make me feel better by saying, well, you probably put on muscle. That's probably what it is. And I felt so bad. I didn't want to tell him, no, I've been overeating this whole time. So
that's one of the problems. They want repeat customers. They don't want you to actually win because then you might not need them anymore.
And at the same time, it was me, I knew and I just couldn't tell him. I felt so guilty about it. So I just want you to, I understand the guilt and I really get it and I've been there. But I learned, even though it's really uncomfortable to look at it, when you write it down or when you track it, I worked through it. I made a pact with myself to write everything down, even the biggest overeating sessions that I had. It was uncomfortable, yes, but in the end, it allowed me to look back and catch patterns, because what I was doing was I was skipping meals, and that's why all heck was breaking loose at night, because I was so hungry. So it allowed me to go back and go, what if I stopped skipping meals? What if I spread my food out better? I was also cutting out, a lot of stuff, carbs, healthy fats. I was basically only eating very little protein and veg and barely any fruit. No wonder that this was happening. So it allowed me to catch the patterns. So if you do it, remember, it's actually going to help you in the end catch patterns and see where you can actually fix it so you can get the results that you're looking for. Before we do the last one, number 5, if you want to know the exact meals and portions that I ate to lose the weight, you can buy my weight loss ebooks. Links are down below. Code Nicole will save you 10%. I also got Hoodled HTLT Sups, Best Protein Powder. Code Nicole will save you 10% off. And Luckier Marshmallow is my favorite one because I'm a cereal girl and it helps me get out my cravings. Number 5, you don't have to count calories to be in a calorie deficit. A lot of people get confused with this. A calorie deficit means you need to consume less calories than you burn, not that you have to count calories to lose weight. So it's calories in, calories out. The only rule for weight loss, you have to eat less, consume less calories than you burn. That's it. You can do any diet that you like, keto, intermittent fasting, whatever you like. I did portion control because in the beginning I actually couldn't count calories. Like any number tracking of any kind triggered my emotional eating in the beginning. So I lost the weight with portion control. And basically I just chose meals that I enjoyed, and I used the serving sizes on the backs of packages as a guide to help me figure out the portions so I could be in a calorie deficit.
So another way to think of calories is as energy. Energy in, energy out. If you take in too much energy, it's going to get stored as body fat. And that goes across the board for every biological human on the planet.
Okay, the friends, I hope that this video helped you. I know it can get really confusing, but I promise you, if you get in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight. Take a look at everything I talked about today, see if you can find a pattern, and figure some stuff out so you can be in a calorie deficit and get the results you want. Thumbsy up if you like this vid. Don't forget to watch this vid and this vid so you can see sustainable weight loss tips, fun, love, life, love your food, and because weight loss doesn't have to be a punishment, so that's what I show you on this channel, cuties. Well, thanks for watching. I really appreciate your support, cute ones. I will catch you in the next vid. Cute talk. Rooney. Thanks, honeys.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Remember, the friends, that weight loss isn't just about the number on the scale. It's also about here and here. Heart and mindset. Fight through it. You can do it. Don't give up.